You say that you're a good little boy who just wants to worship his mommy dommy or his femdom girlfriend and worship women like the goddesses they are. But when you look up videos on how to get women and how to flirt and you find out some facts about female nature, you all of a sudden start seeing them in a different light. At least that's my experience. My name is Luis Angel. I make self-improvement videos. And I notice that whenever... So I would never say I was like fully red pilled, but a while ago when I was interested in like actually getting women, I started to research the red pill. This all started when I was talking to this one femdom girl, and she ended up giving like her list of like 3 things that she found most attractive in a man, and they were like physical appearance, career, and personality. And at least I think personality was the third one. Career was the first thing she mentioned, and I was shocked. I was like, what? She's into femdom. Like, I knew, like, obviously, like, I want to make money, and I want to, like, do something with my life, and I want to, like, work hard towards a meaningful goal, but I was surprised that it was so high on her list, and that is the way it is with, like, most girls, and this isn't really a problem if you're... I've noticed that, like, the guys who are up top, like, making a lot of money and really striving after their goals, they don't really care. Like, it's just like, yeah, women like career, so what? But if you're at the bottom, if you're still not where you want to be, still not making a lot of money, still not working as hard as you possibly could be towards your goals, it feels a little insulting. It feels like women are just like... It feels like you're trying to race against other men and they just pick the winner from the end. And that was how this began, but the theme of this is that if you can relate to this, like whenever you look up game videos or pickup videos or how to flirt with women, the art of seduction, any of that stuff, it seems like it just kind of makes you resentful towards women. The most recent situation of this happening was when I was looking at this video from a guy I trust regarding relationships, and he said, okay, one way you have to talk to women to like get them to be attracted to you is don't do most of the talking. Let her do like 80 to 90% of the talking, and you only talk 20 to 10% of the time. You need to get out of your own way and not cock block yourself, essentially. You need to prevent yourself from saying stupid things. That way you're only putting your best foot forward. And I thought, is this how I want to talk with my girlfriend and my wife? Like always putting my best foot forward? Like she's never gets to see the vulnerable me, the not so strong me, and it made me resentful. This is what, when you're not in the right state of mind, your brain will automatically try to flip everything negative, like glass half empty sort of thing. Do not trust your mind, which we'll get to that at the end. Like that's a good thing from this, is it teaches you not to trust your mind. But my mind was thinking like, oh, wow, you like me now. You, of course, wow, it's like you like me when I'm not saying anything. Oh, wow, she likes me when I'm talking less. That's so romantic. And I was thinking about this negatively for a while, and eventually I was like, okay, let's deal with this, because this mindset is not helping us, and there has to be a positive way to look at it. So I started thinking, and then I realized, oh, wait, it's not just women like this. Everyone is like this. Like, it's not that women don't want to hear you talk. It's not that you're more attractive when you speak less. It's that you're giving her the chance to talk and unload her feelings. Everyone is like that. I got this take this from the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I believe it's the second rule. I don't remember which rule it is, but basically the way the book phrases it is like, of course you want to talk about what you're interested in. Duh. Like, how selfish is it? How selfish is that? Everyone wants to talk about what they're interested in. You don't stand out by that. That just makes you selfish. You know what would really make you a great person and stand out and be nice, be kind? Is allowing the other people to talk about what they want to talk about and engaging that in them, like asking them questions, being genuinely curious, wanting to know more about what they're talking about, what they want to talk about. It reminds me of this image. It's like a picture of hell and heaven. Hell is everyone is tied to a chair around a banquet table with a sumptuous, delicious banquet. And everyone has these big spoons that they can reach the food, but they can't, like, because of how big the spoons are, they can't like give the food back to themselves. So hell is everyone at this big banquet. They can reach the food, but they can't give it to themselves. What is heaven? Heaven is the same exact room, same exact scenario, but everyone is using the long spoons to give food to the next person over. So everyone's eating. That's the difference between heaven and hell. Instead of talking about what you want to talk about and like getting in all your words edgewise, like use the conversation as an opportunity to do a small good deed. Let the other person speak about what they want to talk about. It's not just women. Everyone is like this. It reminds after thinking about this, I was reminded of these one friend from high school that I just started talking to again, and one friend from college that I still talk to. This friend from high school and middle school, everyone loved him. I considered him like one of my best friends. I loved him, and he was so popular. Everyone loved him. And you know what? I treated him like my therapist. I talked about all my problems with him on the bus, and then I found out that apparently everyone else talked to him like that too. Like this one time, like he said that this girl like just blabbered on and on and on about a problem she was having, and in the end she was like, "So, what are you gonna complain about now?" After talking about all her problems, and he was like, "No, I'm good. Let's just keep talking about you." Like he would allow everyone to just talk about whatever they wanted to talk about. He was athletic, he was outgoing, he was always like socializing with other people, and he let me talk about my freaking video game and anime interests. He never changed the topic to something else. He just let me talk about what I want to talk about. It's like, oh wow, no wonder I liked him so much. And the same thing with this other guy. I realized this other guy from college, it's amazing. He's like an engineer, he makes more money than me, he has like a girlfriend, he seems to have so much stuff together, and yet whenever we talk, he always asks me lots of questions. Like, how do you keep yourself from getting negative so much? I just found out about this internet thing called the black pill. How do you keep yourself from getting black pilled? What do you think about this? What are you thinking about this career? He's always so curious to ask me about what I think. And after like analyzing this like dating advice, I was like, oh, no wonder I like him so much. He makes me feel special. He makes me feel wanted. Like, I'm not gay, but like, you know what I mean. So don't you want to be that guy? Don't you want to be the guy that everyone wants to be around? Well, don't assume that you're just amazing. That is like probably the last benefit of this, is that it teaches you that your opinions don't matter. And you know what? When I first thought that, like it sounds kind of negative. You get lots of negative thoughts throughout the day. And you don't need to be depressed to go through this. Everyone does. You need to learn that these thoughts don't automatically matter. Even though they seem objectively true, even though they seem so important that they've always been true, they don't matter. To make it less negative, don't think my thoughts don't matter. Don't think your thoughts don't matter. Just think thoughts don't matter. Remember that everyone goes through this. So try to remind yourself, hey, thoughts don't necessarily matter. Let thoughts be thoughts. Don't identify with them. I am not them. Let them come and go. And this helps you with that, because when you give other people the importance and you don't really give so much importance to what you have to say, it teaches you, oh, right, opinions aren't that important. Thoughts aren't that important. Like, my opinion is not the greatest thing in the world. And you get less attached to these opinions that will keep you from being happy, because they'll get you into arguments. They'll get you into conflict, all that stuff. So yeah, don't you want to be that guy that everyone loves? Well, you're not going to do it by just talking about what you want to talk about. You're not the most interesting guy in the world. I don't care who you are. You do that by letting other people talk about what they want to talk about and letting them feel special. Look up the St. Francis prayer and look at the second half of the prayer. It's like, God help me to seek to love rather than to be loved, to seek to comfort rather than to be comforted, to seek to understand rather than to be understood.